Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another Wasted Podcast video. This is like three in like a week or so, but thank you for joining me. If you are returning, subscribe. If you are new, hit the bell icon down below. And in this upcoming episode, with this one, it's staying with the same topic as I said in the last one, where I'm just trying to boost a lot of BAJAN young entrepreneurs and creators, really and truly. And these next two persons that are coming on to me in this episode, they went to school with me, and I know them for some number of years now. But they now have their own businesses. One is dealing with baking, and one is dealing baking and clothing rather, and one is dealing with making drinks. So I guess you could say a mixologist in a sense. So just stay tuned and join me on this Wasted Podcast episode. Welcome both of y'all, Xavier and Kyron, to Wasted Podcast, guys. Thank you for joining me today. You both have your businesses. Xavier, you deal with blended, and Kyron, we spoke about this yesterday, but we're doing it over again, about both Rich's Apparel and Rich's Bakery. And just bouncing back off both of y'all, how did the whole idea of becoming an entrepreneur at such like fairly young ages, like how did that really come about?
Like both of the men we used to sell at school. So really, it started from back at AHC days. It was a group of us men. Just used to be selling like Zav was the Kool-Aid man at the time. So Zav would come to school with a little cooler, selling Kool-Aids and things. I was selling like Skittles, Sour Belts, and Starbursts. And we had some other men like Jones that used to sell cookies and thing. So just a group of us, pretty much. I used to come to school every day, every morning, every lunchtime, every after school.
That like money making, like I would say, and it was just a group of friends, just with that same mentality, but we selling different things. Like everybody will got a different
product,
specific thing they said, right? Product, yeah. That's basically.
Kyron, you deal with, dealing with the different cookies and things. You explained to me that after a while you needed to come up with a new product and invent something, because things in the whole entrepreneurship world. You need to keep reinventing yourself and finding new ways to appeal to the product, in a sense, to the customers. Rather. So you came up with the cheesecakes, but you said it was brownies at first, and then it moved on to cheesecakes. Zav, you would have started. If I'm correct, I remember you selling brownies. Both of y'all would be coming to our my graduating class, KPL, and y'all would be selling our thing, and we weren't selling our own thing.
Because we were all friends, so we would all help each other, like sell product. Like if at the end of the day, and we still got brownies left or Kool-Aids left, all of we would just come together, help push off each other product.
It was a good little team that we had going on, and then how we had it set up too, that like for example, say like Zav was selling Kool-Aids, I would never come to school with Kool-Aids. Like I can't touch Zav product, So we each had our little understanding. We would sell, and like you say, at the end of the day, say Zav got some Kool-Aids left, and I done sell everything I have for the day. Might take 5 or 10 Kool-Aids, go around or walk or whatever, and just help sell out for the day. And that's just kind of how it started. But then, like you said, with the brownies and things, there's too many people started selling. Like, everybody started to sell at the same time.
Brownies became like one of the biggest things you see at this time. So.
Yeah, because cookies was doing numbers. Cookies was good, but obviously we couldn't sell cookies because that was Jones' product. So we said, we gotta find something new, and that was the brownies, and that really took off. And everybody was selling brownies at a point in time.
And obviously, Kyron then went on to, have Rich's Bakery, which has over, as you said yesterday, close to now 2,000 followers. Xavier, yourself, blended Instagram is doing has a number of followers now, and you distribute it to like different cruises and fetes and events across Barbados. So, how what did COVID affect both of y'all? I mean, Xavier, you can start first. I mean, because a lot of businesses would have suffered from it, especially small businesses where you two may have been dealing with it by yourself. I mean, Kyron, you told me that your mother would have helped you along the way. I mean, in Barbados, not you are based in Montreal.
For sure.
Right. So, COVID really do a number, but I mean that's expected. Every business is affected by COVID happening. I had a lot of plans set up for blended as it pertains to like UE events. I know you would have seen me at some UE events before. So, and also to know what I've been seeing is that since the bars were being closed off, a lot of these bartenders now starting to,
Sell their drink as well.
right, sell the same bottle cocktails. So you've seen a lot of like new small businesses emerging, competition rising. So I gotta readjust. I gotta really readjust my strategies and stuff like that in order to compete, because there's a lot of competition that I've been seeing happening.
And same thing, I guess for you, Kyron, because I mean, you would have told me that sometimes when you have these sales or the giveaways, it puts a lot of pressure on your mother. So I mean, COVID, as you said, I mean, it would have been giving her a break, as you said, but I mean, you still might, although it is a sort of a side hustle, you still might want the little income, coming into the pocket, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you never say no to any income coming in. That's always a good thing to have. But well, for me with COVID, like it was good. For a while, like my mom is retired and things, so she runs it back home for me. So like as it started off, like obviously like nobody was ready. For the first week or so, everybody was like real unsure. Nothing was going on. Everybody was like panicking and things. But then that's when I had like went on live. That's when like English was making his lives and things, so he went on. And because of that was a good like influx of customers and things for a little bit of time. So like although they had that little freeze period, overall it was still pretty good because of that. Like I knew everybody was inside, so that's why it was alright. This is the best time to advertise. Like everybody log on to that live, so let me come on and try something.
Right, and that's why, because everybody was inside, that's why I tried to, add value in different ways. That's where I started doing the cocktail videos and stuff like that.
That's good. Like make the social media pop a bit more.
Because I started to portray blended as like I want to push it as a lifestyle, not just a drink. You know what I mean? Building the brand. So obviously it's a lot of work, but I'm willing and my team willing. So y'all should expect to see some big things coming up very soon.
Well, I mean, staying. This is a question for both of you. I mean, I know per se how it would have already started, but just for people that are watching, maybe, how did where did the name Blended come from? Where did the name Riches come from? I mean, it is a play on your last name, but why Riches? Why Blended?
Let Zav go first, I guess, or you want me to go first?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
So me and my friend Soraya, used to like hang out a lot, do a lot of chill spots. So it's just a group of us friends, freezing and stuff like that. And we were always like mix drinks, like try different things all the time, right? So basically from that, you just tell yourself, if the city is so good, why not start a little something selling it? Because at that time, I was 2017, I was 18 or 17. Nobody wasn't doing anything like that here, so I tell myself, well, if nobody ain't doing it, could as well start something and capitalize on it. So that's basically how blended cocktails started. Blended because the mixing drinks and it's a cocktail. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Good. And so that's what you gotta keep on. You just gotta try it, and that's the best way to start anything. If you got an idea, just do it. If it fail, hard luck. But if you're consistent with it, you can probably get big. And that's the same with me, because like I say, I had start with the brownies, and at first I was just selling at school. That wasn't even anything. That was just me making brownies. And So I was just talking to people, selling to a bunch of people, and some people like, yo, you gotta make like a name for your little brownie business, whatever. And then so like, yeah, my last name is Richard, so I just play on my name and say Riches. And it was also because it was the brownies, and like, you know, chocolate is real sweet, it's a very like rich flavor, so like, man, that would like, it has a connotation of like expensive and nice and, you know, good quality. So like Rich's Bakery, when you hear that, you kind of think of like, you know, good quality products and whatever. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it, and just to play on my name. And that's how it started with the brownies, then onto the cheesecake, and just continue. And the more time you put into it, it just naturally grows by itself, you know.
And I mean, both of y'all are doing well as it is right now. I mean, aside from COVID, obviously, but for a younger person that isn't all around our age, maybe that is now doing, because I mean, I don't know if you guys remember that, but at Harrison College we had like the IT department would have their, or is it the council department that had their that they would sell stuff, their challenges and so whatever it is. So I mean, for a person that might be going on to that wants to become an entrepreneur themselves, what advice would you give to a younger person?
I would say to be consistent, be open-minded as possible, and be consistent.
Yeah, consistency is definitely key, because like, everybody is going through the rough patches.
And downs for sure in every business. You'll get some failures, you'll get some successes, but once you stay consistent and dedicated.
Then the thing is, like, another thing I would say, like I said before, just start. Like, I mean, we had start from selling little sweets at school, making like a few extra dollars a day, nothing crazy, you know what I mean? And we just like Zav said, we were just consistent, selling every day. People start to get a little like know that your name, whatever, get to know you, and then you get more customers, people coming back. And just start, try your thing, start small, be consistent with it, and it'll just grow by itself. Like, if you're consistent, you're gonna be surprised at how
caught up with all the things pertaining to business that will stop them from starting to, you know.
Yeah.
So that one small step. Exactly.
And from there, it's just a domino effect. You can just come down and you can be good to go.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, I can say that y'all were consistent, because I mean, at least every single lunchtime or after school, you will see y'all walking about all up and down the compound. For sure, asking people if you want cheesecake, if you want brownie, if you want some sort of treat or anything like that. So I mean, that was well done on your parts at least. But now moving on to a more serious topic. I mean, yes, we talked about it, Kyron, but I mean, this was happening. You mean you could once again answer it again, but how do you think that you guys can incorporate the whole thing of Black Lives Matter into what you do, and how is it to really like be in a situation as a black person that is now dealing with it? I mean, in Barbados we don't really have it as severe as overseas countries, but I mean there is still some sense of it in Barbados where we have to face it as well.
Well, funny that you should say that, because the next few videos that I could be doing, some of the themes are going to be related to, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and educating people about, you know, the oppression that we face and stuff like that. So that is one way I have thought about, you know, incorporating the Black Lives Matter through my cocktail videos, because we also have some guests and things talking about these topics, people who study, like, you know, women and gender studies, people who study these things, we have it on our videos. So that's one way that I look into you know, spread awareness in our way.
Okay, well, yeah, that's good. I mean, in my case, like, even so, like, coming from Barbados, like, man wouldn't look at me and tell me that I'm black. And man was like, even before when I was younger, man was even say as a white man. Then like as I got old and things, would just call me a red man, whatever. Yeah. But the thing is funny about it, when you come to Canada, like my father is mixed race, and that ounce of black that I got in me, like man would look at me and say, "Oh, he's a black man for sure." And then like it's weird because the man is like, I never growing up and thing, like I know I had a little black in me, but it wasn't like. I wouldn't call myself black, you know what I mean? But out here, like because black is like such a cruel minority out here. like everyone is stick together and everybody like you gotta drop a black on you if you got curly hair, anything so you black. And even myself, like I remember a time I was riding, I faced like discrimination. A man, like we were just riding through on bikes like normal, doing nothing. Me and my friend, he's darker than me, but we were just riding, and a random white fella just looked at us and cursed us just like that. He cursed the other fan and then cursed me. And like these things don't happen in Barbados, you know, like you don't really experience these sort of things. But when you come out like Western territories and things, you feel it. And but in case of like for the movement thing, like it's definitely well, I don't know. I don't know what else I could. All I try to do is like my platform on Instagram and thing. I got quite a few followers, so I just tend to like post things in my story. I mean, like just educate some people because I feel a lot of people are just ignorant towards the fact, like they don't think racism really exists when it clearly does. They're just ignorant towards it. So I feel like, I just share what I can, try and educate and things. In terms of my businesses though, I had some things planned for Riches Apparel, but those kind of pushed off for a bit now because of COVID. But with the bakery, I don't know. Nothing really planned, but that's something that I could definitely keep in mind because that's a good movement for sure to try to push forward.
And straight away from just moving on to back to your businesses and whatever it is, Zav. I mean, it is mainly being a mixologist and drinks and whatever, but is there any hopes or any aspirations of trying to extend that beyond drinks and maybe as Kyron did with his bakery, he has Riches Apparel. I'm not saying that there will be a blended apparel, but you know, is there any other aspirations of trying to push it beyond drinks?
I feel from blended I could be moving. No, I don't want to speak things too soon, right? But I could be moving into the entertainment business, right?
Okay.
So I got plans. That's all I can say.
Scheming.
Fair enough. So I guess if anybody really wants to find out and stay tuned to what Xavier has planned, you just gotta go and follow him at Blended. The links will be in the description down below. I mean, and also with you, Kyron. I mean, you said that it was a side hustle, but is there any other plans of pushing this business even further?
For right now, like I find like right now the thing that I have a bit more to play with is Riches Apparel because like the bakery is a bit more set in stone, like you know it's desserts whatever, so you just what to come with. But with how I got the apparel set up now is that I do it by like season releases, right? So and it can literally be anything. Like for the last few, I did 2 sets of hats and 1 shirt, so it's just like clothing. But I want it to be like, literally anything apparel, anything that's like I was considering some different things is to switch it out from clothing altogether and just drop a season related to some other things, and like because that one is a bit more I could play with, it's not too set in stone. Anytime I have a season, anything that I got planned, I could say, all right, next season coming up, so keep an eye out and then just like sell it and promote what I want that image should be. So apparel is a lot more moldable, so I have a good few things in store that I got pushed back, like I said, because of COVID, but it should come relatively soon if everything goes as planned. And then in terms of taking anything to the next level, I'm not too sure yet. Wait until I graduate, maybe I got more things.
So I guess that at least unsure with you, but so far it seems with Xavier, this seems like something that would be something that would push into more a bigger company at least, and try to be more than just a side hustle. And it looks like you are trying to push it on. Even you can see with your branded shirt now that you have on. But I approached this question to Naomi earlier today. I mean, it won't be earlier because this video will be a separate video that will be coming out like at least a few days after that one. But how do you guys deal with the challenges that you all face? I mean, there's always the challenges of customers being rude, etc. So how do you all deal with that challenge?
I mean, I feel like that was part of it, man. Like you can't. Yeah, it definitely makes you a bit more polite. You gotta have the customer service and things. So when people cursing you, people saying whatever, you just you gotta say it with a smile, say no problem, you understand, whatever. So it's a bit. I guess it's humbling in a sense. But you gotta deal with those people every now and then, man. So it's just part of it.
Um, one challenge I have faced is a funny story actually.
Mhm.
So I was set up on a cruise, right?
Mhm.
I had a specific amount of orders to do. They only had like I think 3 or 4 days to prepare, right? Because it's very short notice on their end, right? So
Mhm.
in gathering the products and stuff, I realized cheese on that like the sellout. The people that I get my bottles from sellout. People that I get my ingredients from sellout. And is them sort of things people should really take into perspective. Like you always got a backup supplier and a backup supplier just in case you come in to get stock and there's nothing, right? So I had to improvise. I mean, everything was sorted and stuff, but that was a challenge that it just made me laugh because I already had, the backup suppliers and things, but I just tell myself, look, if I
Funny
didn't
how
have
things
that,
go.
yeah, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my backups. But it's really
Similar,
important.
even like it's funny that you say so too, because even the stuff that does happen to me for sure. Like especially people like out the blue come and say, yeah, they want this big order or something like that. I want this done. I want 4 cakes and 100 cupcakes done by tomorrow. And you tell yourself like, what? Oh, that's impossible, B. And then
But you always do it,
you still get it, but you get it done. You
push
get
it off.
pro. You say, man, that is impossible. How they expect me to do it?
Yeah.
But you get it done, and you just gotta do it. So them is challenges for sure. Just making sure you have everything set up, like Zab said, making sure you got stock. So any current orders, you could quickly go and do it. You don't have to know go and run and things. So it's just balancing, and all those things you just get from like, I guess, experience. Just both me and Zab have been running this for a little while now, so we might know like how to avoid these issues.
And obviously, I mean, those are the challenges that you guys would have faced. But I mean, moving away from these challenges and probably the negativity of having to deal with having a business and being an entrepreneur, who besides Kyron, your mother at least, because I mean you expressed it to me, you said that she really puts in a lot of a real shift and really helps you, especially now that you're overseas, and really it tears her a lot of times. So I mean, as I very believe, obviously your friend Soraya would have helped you all. She probably maybe is still doing it all now, but are there any more persons that you guys would like would say that really helped you guys along the way and encouraged you to keep pushing at what you're doing right now?
I feel just like I find that a lot of people from AHC alone, just like a lot of our in our circle of friends and things, a lot of them got businesses, like even twins, they got their like salon, like skin experience. Dylan got his brand, High Class. John Mark got Hazard. Right, with Ryan producing now, make beats and things. So all like a lot of people that we know hustling the same way, So I feel like that's motivation in itself, because you want like.
And we always supporting each other. That's one thing that does help.
Like we'll post up stories, promote each other businesses and things. So it's a good little power circle that we got going on. So that's for sure. I gotta give some of my credit for them. My brother helps out as well. He does some deliveries and things. So big up my brother. And then just everyone, that all the customers, people that come back and support. I really appreciate everyone.
Me and Soraya, we actually partners in Blended, but because during that time she would have been going to school, I would have been the one having to manage and stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's challenges when you doing your degree and running a business. So there would have been times where I had to say, all right, well, which one is more important? I got to study for these exams, so blended will be on the back burner. And that's not a problem, because blended is something I could pick back up anytime and pursue.
Yeah, that's one of the big pluses of having a business on your own. Like you could schedule yourself to suit.
Exactly. But now that I finished like my degree, I planning to put back blended on full swing, and I got a really good feeling about it.
Well, I mean, thank you guys for coming on. Before I do wrap up everything here and really get to the outro, who are the persons? I mean, you called a few names just now that you kind of showed up, but who do you really want to like shout out at this time? Like, there's a chance to do it.
I just big up all the AHC entrepreneurs, same people, Skin Experience, Prod Ryan, High Class the brand, Hazard the brand, Blended, everyone. Well, they got enough people. I got a man from QC too. Blended Flavors, Hot.
Yeah.
Even the little man coming up now, like you and Nikhil doing your whole thing with the videos and stuff. Like that was good. They got enough people. I feel they got so many. You just gotta look for them and like support. You know, see these small businesses. Everybody doing the thing. You know, just post a story that don't take anything out of your day. You know, and that really does numbers. Like, who else? You got anybody on mind out?
Dog, everybody you call, I was no thinking of business. Because if you think more than most
Sharisa too, she got Rain, and
friends,
even Kyron, she got her little it girl, which is like another apparel thing. So not a lot of things going on. If you follow me and Xavier, you will surely find them because we post them all the time.
definitely.
Well, I mean, exactly as they said, guys. I mean, just follow them, and their links will all be in the description down below. I know a few that they call, so I will try my best to link them in the description down below. That is my whole point with this episode, and as well as the last episode that you would have probably seen. It's just about boosting and showing you guys the young entrepreneurs and young talents that are in Barbados. I mean, they can go as far as they want to. As I said, it's their business. They can do what they want with it, and it's up to them now if they want to pursue it full time. And I mean, thank you guys for coming on to the show. It was a pleasure to have you guys on. I mean, Kyron, especially you. I mean, this would have been the second time in
all good, man. It's all good.
2 days, man.
My
It's no
pleasure,
problem. Yeah. And just hit the subscribe down below if you guys are new around here. Hit the bell icon, like it, and as I said, follow them, and I will see you guys for another video.
Blessings.
All right,